Which company is improving water separation? What company is working on a new multi-billion-dollar natural gas project? And whose company is working on CO2 emissions? All this and more when we come back. Hello and welcome back to EnergyScout News and Information. I'm your host, Reb Byers. Today's segment focuses on major producers within the energy industry. And breaking news, the head of the UN Climate Change Secretariat sees the United States plan to cap rising emissions by 2025 as only a first offer, adding that all three presidential candidates have promised a tougher stand. The fight against climate change is more urgent, and the world will have to embrace other powers to provide more support to developing nations. Following an extensive evaluation period, BP has chosen the VIAC technology from Able to improve the oil and water separation process on their Schiehallion FPSO. 2 VIAC walls will be delivered by the end of April and will be installed in the first stage separator of Separator Train A, one of 2 separators, during a shutdown scheduled for July 2008. Now let's take a further look at other news in the energy industry. Chevron Corporation announced that the company and its partners have given the green light to construct the Platon Gas 2 natural gas project in the Gulf of Thailand. Total depth cost of the field is approximately $3.1 billion, with startup scheduled for the first quarter of 2011. The Platon Gas Field 2 development was located in shallow water 120 miles offshore. It is designed to add 420 million cubic feet of natural gas per day processing capacity. The project feeds the growing demand for gas in the domestic market. Shell asked governments to act swiftly to adopt new policies and mechanisms that promote lower CO2 emissions as part of society's response to the threat of climate change. The capture and storage of CO2 adds cost and yields no revenues. Government action is needed to support and stimulate investment quickly on a scale large enough to affect global emissions. Delaying the widespread deployment of CO2 capture and storage beyond 2020 would translate into a yearly increase in long-term atmospheric CO2 stabilization levels. It's time once again for our market numbers, but first, let's take a look at our leaders and laggards. In fuel this week, diesel is averaging at $4.14, and regular is averaging at $3.50. And now, let's take a look at this week's mergers and acquisitions. In strange news today, what could this object be that people are seeing in the sky? Take a look.
What you're seeing now is not from the popular TV show X-Files, and the guys investigating the photos are not exactly Scully and Mulder. T.K. Davis, 62 years old, 30 years law enforcement, smokes cheap cigars. Frank Dixon, don't call him Frankie, 60, 32 in law enforcement. Not FBI, but PIs, private investigators. So once you found the landscape, you go back to the people who gave you the tip and hope that will lead you to the picture taker.
Exactly, yes. Yeah, but this is a milestone for our investigation.
But it's not easy to get people to come forward.
You're trying to find people who do not want to be found.
This woman, who wants to remain anonymous, says she saw something just like this 3 years ago.
It was some kind of a flying contraption.
Oh, come on, people. That's not a UFO. It's Willy Wonka's elevator. Charlie won the chocolate factory. And that's it for today's energy headlines. Be sure to check out our website daily for up-to-date rig counts and company information. And remember, if you would like to submit your energy news, be sure to contact us at EnergyScout.com. Now, don't forget to stay tuned with us tomorrow. We will take a look at independent producers within the energy industry. For EnergyScout News and Information, I'm your host, Reb Byers.
Say, hey,
little bit.